All right. Next one up. Next one up. Next one up. Immigrants and FHA mortgages.
During the Biden administration, there were over 12 million illegal aliens that came over the border, straining our housing supply and making the costs go up. And so we work with Secretary Noem at DHS, as you alluded to make sure that only American citizens are living in HUD-funded housing. We also took away FHA-backed mortgages from illegal aliens during the Biden administration. They turned a blind eye. But we're going to keep the law to make sure that these mortgages, which are backed by the taxpayer, go only to the American people. And lastly, we are mandating that every public housing authority give us a comprehensive account who's living in every unit in taxpayer HUD-funded housing.
Wow. Actually, Davis, another impact of that wide open border. Absolutely.
Yep. This is the biggest impact of these wide open borders. Some of you guys didn't understand or didn't even have an idea that I saw it. When I saw it as a real estate agent broker, I was looking, I said, oh my gosh, I ain't never seen anything like this before. And I've been in the game since 06. In the game since 06, I never saw a undocumented worker, an illegal alien, someone who had a green card passing through, well, not even a green card passing through, because they still would have a legal right here, but even have the access to, as a non-citizen, still buying a house using government funding. Insane.
The federal government is cracking down on taxpayer-funded mortgages for illegal immigrants that were allowed during the Biden administration through the Department of Urban and Housing Development. Joining us now to discuss this and more headlines on the Hill is Washington insider Armstrong Williams. Good morning to you, sir. Happy Monday.
Good morning.
Last week, HUD Secretary Scott Turner announced that the agency had terminated FHA mortgages for illegal immigrants, saying, quote, at HUD, we only serve 1 out of 4 Americans that we should be serving, and that has to come to an end. And so we're not only making it a priority, but we are making that our only priority, that American citizens will benefit from hardworking American taxpayer dollars. Armstrong, HUD also says it's really...
Listen, there's a bunch of loan officers that are mad as heck. I bet. Because they've done loans and foreign national loans, FHA loans for illegal immigrants, foreign nationals, is a big thing for loan officers. All you loan officers out there, listen, I apologize. You know that's a loophole, and you know it need to be shut down. You know that. You know that. You know it doesn't make sense, but you're only concerned with your own pockets. You know that. And if you are a realtor out here and you've been servicing illegal aliens, listen. There's money ways to make money in the industry. Don't flip your head upside down, because all of us have serviced someone of a foreign background that wasn't a citizen. You knew they wasn't a citizen of the country. Probably had a green card. Could have low-key been illegal. Who knows? And you helped them buy or sell a house. Let's just move on and let this thing just go where it needs to go, to the grave. Because at the end of the day, they should have the pressure on our system to create products that help American citizens who want to buy a home, who pay their taxes to the government, who turn around and support the infrastructure. They don't get the money and send it back to their foreign countries. Now, there's nothing wrong with sending money to your family that's in another country, but that should not be the priority of why you're here. It's not. It's not. It's not. It sucks for some people in the industry, but get over it, Patty.
Clear just how many illegal immigrants as well as non-permanent residents obtain these FHA-backed loans. What do you make of this?
Just imagine.
That's a lie. They should be able to run those numbers, because every time someone qualifies for a loan, there's paperwork that needs to be completed, and you put it into the system. You have to fill out the document, the sheet, and they should know by what's filled out on that sheet who was had a green card with a social, or just had a social but with no citizenship, you clearly click, you check the box on the form. Citizen, non-citizen. Come on. They know. They got to know. They're taking it light and easy for some of y'all. I believe down the line, these numbers are going to start showing. Somebody's going to get smart and say, hey, we can track them. Watch.
Come into this country with nothing, and all of a sudden you're illegal, and you got your mortgages guaranteed, you got the down payment, you take no risk, and this nonsense that they're going to pay them back. How are you going to pay someone back if you're not working? I mean, come on. It should have ended long ago. But these are the kinds of things that the Biden and Harris administration did in the dark that's finally coming to light, and that is ending as it should.
And that is what HUD's doing right now. Anti-Israel activist and Columbia University grad Mahmoud Khalil is fighting Armstrong for his release from federal custody. But you say the government's case against him just got stronger after it was revealed he lied on his visa application. Tell us more about this.
He lied about many things. He was a part of UNRWA. Remember UNRWA? That was funded by us and many others. And they were literally helping to plan, attack, and were part of the October 7th attack on Israel. And guess who was at the center of it? He was the political action guy, Mr. Mahmoud Khalil himself.
All right, guys. This is clear. The illegal immigrant issue extends past these guys just crossing over the border. When you want to reshape a country, you got to, one, bring in money. You got to convince and change the hearts and minds of people. You got to do it through their money, the monetary system. You've got to reframe their educational system. You've got to take words that you say and that we normally would say and say that's a bad thing. You can't use the word illegal. You can't put illegal and alien in the same sentence. Oh no. That's really what it is. If you look at illegal, alien, it's considered slander right now. Google it. I'm not making it up. I looked at it and I was like, oh my gosh. This other story, I'm not going to run with it because it is another conversation on the illegal alien, illegal immigrant. Look, see, I say alien. Everybody say immigrant now. I'm saying alien. Front. But I will say, when we start talking about the mortgage, the housing, the financial prosperity of families, to the families that can build generational wealth that are middle income families, your home will still be there, regardless of what Kiyosaki says. You build it through that. Having that piece of property, when purchased in the right place, appreciates over time. Mama them home, daddy them home, papa home, Mima home, all these houses and these real estate pieces transfer wealth from one generation to the next. So when you give that special privilege of owning land to people that don't live, that aren't citizens of this country, that have no real invested interest in making this country, that want to milk this country from every dollar and every dime, you tell me that you're not American. When you advocate and you fight for that, and your family may not actually even own a home. Your family may not own real estate. You don't know about paying property taxes. You're just throwing it up there. If you do not own real estate and haven't paid property taxes, please don't leave a comment. Don't leave one. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. And if you're lying, you're not lying to me. You're lying to yourself. But if you own a home and you got an opinion on this, leave a comment. Like, subscribe, follow. Because at the end of the day, you got to look at this. The same people that advocate for minority rights are the same ones that are they doing too much. They doing too much. Your party of choice, yeah, they're doing too much. Matter of fact, in their attempt to make everything so globalized and sunshines and rainbows and loving on you and yeah, they're taking your money and your access to real estate wealth away. Now, some people say, what's the number? That's only 5%. It's not even that much. Let me tell you something, nigga. It don't matter if it's 5%. In that 5%, some woman who has a child and qualifies to buy a house, who needs to buy a house, who qualifies for FHA loan, can't buy in that neighborhood because somebody who was not supposed to be purchasing real estate in our country bought it before her. I wish that they turn around and what I'm hoping Trump goes further with this, and they banned property ownership from any country, well, from any nationalized immigrant of another country purchasing here, even if they don't use FHA. Just the right to be able to own our land should be protected, and it should not be open to a foreign entity purchasing like they do in China. We got Chinese nationals that own plots of farmland in the Midwest, hundreds of acres. And I'm crazy? I'm insane? I'm not talking. They don't want to talk about it. Hey, you. What are you doing owning that piece of land up there? That ain't even your problem. You don't even live here. Bro, you guys got to understand. When China is able to come in and buy land and own prime farmland in the Midwest, that affects how we can grow food. And that now makes prices more expensive in the Walmarts, in the Targets, in the Krogers, in any of those supermarkets that you frequent, even the Piggly Wiggly, because we don't have enough space to grow the food for the people who we should be growing food for. So when you tell me you're for the poor, you're not really for the poor. If you're telling me you're for the homeless, you're not really for the homeless. If you're telling me you're for people who are disenfranchised, you're really not for them, because you're allowing our land, not just our farmland, but our housing, to be snatched and the equity of it being drained and sent over the water. The winner isn't the American people. The winner is not even the municipality that you live in or the county. It's not, they don't win. The government doesn't win, because you can't go to any country and do that. I dare one of y'all to go to, like y'all love to go to Dubai. I dare one of y'all go to Dubai and try to buy a piece of land there and own it outright, or own it under your name. I dare you to do that. We're not talking about Ghana, Kenya, one of those places that's trying to attract Americans to come. We're not talking about that. We're talking about some of the best land in the world. And that is in the UK. That's in the US. Dude, I'm telling you, that's where it is. So you're not American. And I say it proudly, you're not. Because you think that is okay for something like that. Your lazy butt ain't never been over there and never traveled over there and never had to deal with what the restrictions that are placed on you as a foreigner in their country. I'm all the way down to the business and owning businesses. You can't even transact businesses in most of these A-class, A-level countries. I'm not talking about, and I know some of y'all like, oh yeah, I can go to Uganda and go to Uganda and buy the land. I don't care. I don't care. Matter of fact, go, please. If you want land in Uganda and Kenya, go. Let's go. It doesn't even rank in the top 10 countries in the world to own property. You Google the top 10 countries in the world. How many of those countries will let a foreigner come in and buy land and own it and have a say in their government? Because when they own it, you're paying for the municipality. Your taxes are going to them. And damn, the next step is voting in the election. That's what they're experiencing over in Spain. That's what they're experiencing over in London. That's what they're dealing with in the UK. But you're American and you don't care. You only think what's up to your subdivision. You don't think past your city block. Oh God, don't even talk about anything happening not in Atlanta or outside of your city. Oh, it doesn't exist. Oh, except for Trump. Yeah, red man does exist, right? That's it. So if you're going to be ignorant, at least be ignorant. No, if you're going to be stupid, at least be stupid with the full picture. Like you said, how can you be stupid with the full picture? Because you got the information, you're just not conforming to it. You just don't care. Now you're stupid. So just be stupid. That's it. Just be stupid. But just know when you get ready to buy, if you haven't bought before, if you get ready to buy, these FHA HUD programs are subsidized by government dollars. That's why you can pay 3.5% and get an FHA loan when conventional people pay 5, 10, 15, 20%. Who do you think is subsidizing this? Who do you think is covering the security of if it falls apart and your loan goes to foreclosure and all these things happen, we're going to make whole the lender? Where do you think this comes from, yo? It's not from who you think it's from. That's why some people don't own property. They can't, shouldn't own property. Like, subscribe, follow. I'm moving on. I'm not even going to sit on this long.